I said, take your plate to the kitchen. Why are you standing there like you don't understand simple instruction? Priscilla's voice cut sharply across the sitting room. Ginika paused, then looked at her. Stop acting like this now. You are too serious for a married woman. Priscilla frowned. What did you just say? Ginika collected the plate casually. I was just joking. Relax. Everything is not command and control. Priscilla clicked her tongue. Don't joke like that inside my house again. Ginika scoffed. My house? Then she pointed. And please, stop calling me Ginika. My name is Guinea Baby. Priscilla looked at her for a second. That is not what your parents gave you now. Ginika smiled. I've told you what I want to be called. Priscilla just stood there, wondering if this was how the short stay was going to be. My besties. You see, Naba, people think married problems always come with cheating or money issues. Something neighbors would easily gather and begin to gossip. But Priscilla's marriage didn't start breaking like that. It started one evening, when Ugo came back from work. He sat down slowly and said, my sister Ginika will stay with us small, since she's still preparing to go for NYSC. Priscilla looked at him. Ginika? Ugo shrugged. Yes, Ginika. Is there any problem? No, it's just that, you know Ginika now. Priscilla, relax. It's just for a few weeks. Priscilla nodded, but she didn't fully agree because she understood something about this few weeks stay. They never stayed small. 3 days later, Ginika arrived. Immediately she opened the gate. You would have thought she was moving into her husband's house. She came with 2 large suitcases, enough noise to announce herself to the entire compound. Guinea Baby in the building, she announced loudly. The moment those words left her mouth, Peace packed his bag, climbed the fence and disappeared without looking back. She dropped everything inside the sitting room. Finally, I'm here. Then she turned and looked at Priscilla. Our wife. Good afternoon, no. Priscilla just smiled. You're welcome, Ginika. Ginika nodded while scanning the house. I like this place. Priscilla replied. Hope you are just well. Ginika laughed while sitting down like an unofficial cheerleader. Just, no, I don't like stress. I just finished school and I'm going for NYSC soon. I came here to rest before real life starts, and that was how it began. That same evening, Priscilla was in the kitchen when she heard footsteps behind her. Auntie Priscilla, where do you keep your plate, self? Priscilla paused. Inside that cupboard beside you. Ginika opened it, stared inside, then closed it again. Here, why is everything hidden like treasure? Priscilla turned. It's a kitchen. Are they supposed to be kept carelessly? Ginika laughed. It's not that deep now. Later that night, Ugo came back from work. Ginika rushed him immediately. Ugo, your house is sweet, very soft environment. Ugo laughed. Have you started already? Priscilla looked at him. She had started rearranging my kitchen. Ugo dropped his bag. Ginika, you just came. Ginika defended herself quickly. I was only helping, Everything was just scattered. I don't like confusion. Priscilla replied, it wasn't scattered before you arrived. Ugo sighed. Priscilla, just allow her. She's not here to stress you. Priscilla turned to him. Then tell her not to treat me like I'm her age mate. Ginika interrupted immediately. Age mate kwa? Who said that? I respect you. Priscilla didn't even answer her, but her silence changed the temperature in the room. Morning came earlier than Priscilla wanted. Not the soft kind of morning, the morning that enters with noise. Somewhere outside, a phone camera was already recording. Ginika was standing in the compound, holding her phone in front of her face, talking loudly like she was speaking to an audience of thousands. Yes, guys, if you sleep too much, you will become lazy in life. Discipline is everything. She turned, adjusting her angle. Let me show you people how morning routine looks in my brother's house. She laughed at her own sentence and continued walking around, still filming. Inside the house, Priscilla opened her eyes. She sat up. The voice was not stopping. It was getting louder. She stood up and walked outside. Ginika didn't even notice her at first. She was too focused on her phone. Another thing, guys, don't let comfort destroy your future. Priscilla stepped closer. Ginika. No response came. Ginika! Still nothing. This time, Priscilla raised her voice. Can you reduce your voice? People are still sleeping. Ginika finally turned. Oh. She quickly switched off the recording and looked at Priscilla. Sleeping at this time? It's already morning. Priscilla replied. Not everyone is doing content creation at 6 a.m. Ginika laughed, trying to brush it off. Ah, so you're saying I don't work? Priscilla didn't even smile. I'm saying respect people who live with you. Ginika nodded. Okay, I've heard you. Then, almost immediately, she turned on the camera again, lowering her voice. Guys, as I was saying, Priscilla watched her for a moment, then turned back inside. And that was the problem. Ginika never stopped. She only adjusted the volume. Later that day, Priscilla returned from the market. She stopped at the kitchen door. Something smelled different. What's going on here? Did you cook? Ginika raised her hand proudly. Yes, so Priscilla blinked. That was not meant to be cooked yet. Ginika shrugged. It was just looking at me. I couldn't ignore it. Priscilla dropped her bag. You don't cook someone else's food without asking. Ginika tilted her head. In my house, food doesn't wait for permission. Priscilla stepped closer. This is not your house. There was silence. Ugo walked in at that moment. What's going on now? Every time, what's going on? Priscilla turned immediately. She cooked my food without asking. Ginika defended herself quickly. I didn't do anything bad though. I even added the fish you usually like. Go side. Both of you should calm down. It's just food. Priscilla looked at him. This is what I'm talking about. You don't see anything wrong with it? Ugo didn't answer. He just said again, there is nothing there. It's just food. And with that, he walked away. Priscilla stared at him because it wasn't just food anymore. It was respect. Outside the compound, beside the water tap area, it had already turned into a small newsroom. Buckets were on the ground, but nobody was really rushing water anymore. They were all talking. Mama Kemi was the first to speak, lowering her voice like she was reviewing classified information. Have you people noticed that girl in Ugo's house? The woman beside her leaned closer. You mean that one that just came recently? Mama Kemi nodded quickly. Yes now, that's one that is shouting while doing TikTok. Another neighbor cut in immediately. That one? I saw her yesterday. She was pacing up and down in front of the house, talking into her phone like she owns the place. Mama Kemi clicked her tongue. Own the place? That is how it starts, so. First, it is noise. Then, it becomes attitude. The third neighbor frowned. But what about Priscilla, the wife? Mama Kemi paused. That one? She lowered her voice even more. She's too calm now. That kind of calm can turn into problem later. The second neighbor shook her head. Me, I don't like it though. That girl is too free. Even yesterday, I greeted her. She just waved at me like I'm her junior. Makemi raised her eyebrows. Exactly. That is what I saw too. She was standing in the compound, doing video and laughing loudly, as if she's the owner of this house and the rest of us are visitors. A short silence followed, only the sound of dripping water. Then Mama Kemi concluded slowly. Anyway, we are just watching. This kind of stories always start small, and everybody nodded because in compounds like this, nobody ignores what is starting small. That night, Priscilla tried again. She sat down on the sofa. Ugo, we need to talk about your sister. Ugo leaned back. What now? She's getting too comfortable. Ugo gave a small tired smile. Priscilla, you are still on this again? Priscilla looked at him. I'm not joking. Ugo shook his head slowly. Ginika does not mean things like that. She just talk too much. You know her now. She's young. She's playful. You know all these Gen Zs. Priscilla exhaled quietly. This is not play. Ugo waved his hand a little. Just overlook her. She will soon travel for NYC and leave. Don't stress yourself. Priscilla stopped talking. Not because she agreed, but because she understood something important. He wasn't ready to see it yet. 2 days later, things started changing in a way nobody expected. Ginika had gone out that morning like usual, filming videos, talking loudly on the phone, moving around like the compound was her studio. Then evening came and Ginika wasn't back home. Priscilla's chest tightened. She picked up her phone and informed Ugo about the situation. Later that night, Ugo came back. Is Ginika back now? He asked. Priscilla shook her head. I haven't seen her. Oh. Okay, maybe she went out with her friends. Friends? At this hour? Ugo, what is wrong with you? Your sister isn't back up to this time and you are not even bothered. Priscilla, relax. That is how Ginika has always been. Priscilla just stood there, confusion written all over her face, but she said nothing. It was late that night when the phone rang. Ugo picked it first. His face changed halfway through the call. Priscilla noticed immediately. What is it? He stood up. It's Ginika. Priscilla's heart dropped. She's at the police station, Ugo said. Priscilla blinked. What? The voice on the phone explained everything. Something about an argument outside. A phone recording that escalated and people reporting her for causing disturbance and recording others without permission during a heated street scene. She had been taken in with a group of other people involved. That night, Ugo couldn't sleep properly. How could he? The next morning, they both went to see Ginika at the police station. Ginika sat on a wooden bench in the same clothes she wore when she was arrested. Her hair was rough. The confidence she had always carried had disappeared completely. When she saw Ugo, she stood up immediately. Ugo! Ugo did not smile. He remained standing. Priscilla stood beside him. For a few seconds, nobody spoke. Then, Ugo said the words that had been building inside him all night. Sit down, Ginika. She obeyed. That alone told Priscilla how much had changed. Ugo looked at his younger sister carefully. I've been defending you for months. Ginika lowered her eyes. Every time my wife complained, I said you meant no harm. I kept thinking you were just playful. But playful people do not end up sleeping in police station. Ginika began to cry. Ugo, I'm sorry. But Ugo continued. You crossed the boundaries in my home. You disrespected my wife. And when nobody stopped you, you kept going. He glanced at Priscilla. For months, my wife was trying to protect our peace, and I treated her concern like they were nothing. Then he faced Ginika again. This ends today. Ginika looked up quickly. What do you mean? Ugo's voice was firm. When you are released, you will not return to my house. The words sounded like a slap. Ginika burst into tears. Please, Ugo, please don't send me away. Priscilla finally spoke with a calm tone. I never hated you, Ginika. I only wanted peace in my home. Ginika covered her face and sobbed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. Ugo nodded. I hope you mean that. We will help you settle somewhere else. But until you learn to respect boundaries, you cannot stay with us. Ginika cried even harder because for the first time, she realized that actions had consequences. Ugo turned to leave. Priscilla followed him. But before they reached the door, Ginika called out softly, Auntie Priscilla. Priscilla stopped and looked back. I'm truly sorry. I'm truly sorry. Priscilla held her gaze for a moment. Then she nodded once. I believe you. As they stepped out of the station, Ugo exhaled deeply. The morning sun was already high. He looked at his wife. I should have listened to you. Priscilla squeezed his hand. Sometimes, the people we love can become the very people who disturb our peace. Priscilla nodded. And sometimes, peace only returns when boundaries are finally enforced. 3 days later, Ginika was released. She collected her belongings and left quietly. And with that, peace finally returned to their home. Thank you for watching the story. Kindly tell me your thoughts and lessons in the comment section. Do well to like and share with your loved ones. Don't forget, every life is a diary. See you in the next story.